If you enjoy listening to horror stories before going to sleep, I kindly invite you to subscribe to the Scary Cat channel. I'll never forget this story for as long as I live. What I love about my friends is their bravery. No matter the challenge, none of us ever back down. We always enjoy talking about scary stories, sometimes for hours on end without ever getting bored. One night, we were gathered at my friend's house in Texas, talking about creepy tales. His mom overheard us and came into the room, sharing the story of the Donkey Lady. I'm pretty sure she was just joking when she dared us to visit the Donkey Lady Bridge. She told us it was an old, narrow concrete bridge on the southeast side of San Antonio, in a remote area surrounded by dense vegetation. It had an eerie, isolated feel to it. And the craziest part, it was supposedly haunted by the ghost of a woman with the lower body of a donkey. When she dared us to go there at night, I bet she never thought we'd actually do it. And I'm sure she thought nothing bad would happen. I remember that it was midnight in 2003 when I challenged my friends to visit the Donkey Lady Bridge. There were 5 of us, 2 girls, 3 boys, including myself. What was weird was that our friend Alex, who lived there, had never gone to the bridge at night. When we asked him why, he was honest, he was just too scared. The bridge was a 35-minute walk from his house, and we were all teenagers at the time. Every one of us pretended to be brave, and nobody dared to suggest that we shouldn't be doing this. We waited for his parents to fall asleep before sneaking out. We went out and we started walking toward the bridge. About 20 minutes into our walk, as we got closer to the bridge, we began to hear the sound of hooves. At first, nobody said anything about it. I think we were all just hoping it was our imagination. But the noise was getting closer, and what was even scarier was the sound of a woman crying coming from the direction of the bridge. The weirdest part was that as we got closer, the sound seemed to move farther away. We finally reached the bridge, shaking with fear. I started expressing my fear and asked my friends to turn back, but they wanted to explore a little more. We agreed to stay together and tried to lighten the mood with some jokes. That's when we saw a dark shadow in the distance. It looked like the silhouette of a woman. Terrified, I screamed, and we all took off running as fast as we could. At that point, we didn't know if it was the Donkey Lady, but seeing a shadowy figure at that place and time was horrifying. What happened next was even more terrifying. The woman came running after us, screaming loudly. As we ran, none of us dared to look back. But I could tell by the sound of her feet that she was running on hooves. Out of sheer terror, I sprinted nonstop, feeling like my heart would burst from exhaustion and fear. We finally made it to a house in the countryside where dogs began barking and the sound of hooves disappeared. We arrived back at Alex's house, barely able to breathe, all of us shaking with fear. His parents woke up and we told them our story. They had a strange look on their faces and said we weren't the first people to claim they'd seen the woman at the Donkey Lady Bridge at night. His mom blamed herself for daring us to go, saying she didn't think we'd actually do it. His dad warned us never to go back and said we were lucky to have made it home safely.